Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of writing equations and inequalities. This is standard 8.8a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 30 off the 2019 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So Helen had $330 in her savings account. Vince opened up something with $0. All right, so Helen deposited $30 into her account each week. Vince deposited $50, so he starts with 0, but he's depositing more each week. There's no interest involved. And so we need to find an inequality, all right, that represents a situation when the amount of money in Helen's account was greater than the amount of money in Vince's account. All right, so we're going to start with that as just like our basic equation here, our basic inequality actually. So Helen's needs to be greater than Vince. So H is greater than V. That's what we're looking for, because that's exactly what we say here. Helen's account is greater than Vince's account. Now let's start plugging some of those things in. What do we know about Helen's account? So she had $330 in her savings account. Okay, so we're going to do 330. It's going to be our starting. That's just our constant. And Helen deposited 30 into her account each week for X weeks. All right, so X is going to be our weeks. So she starts with just a 330. Nothing changes about that. What does change, the coefficient here is the $30 per week. All right, so we are going to say that on her side she has 330 plus 30x. Now, if I want to keep it kind of balanced, right, I can say Vince has got 0. He's got a 0 starting. I could do that just to at least keep it balanced. I can drop that in a moment if I need to. And he's doing 50 a week. All right, so this is what I've got so far. All right, so 330 plus that 30x is greater than 0 plus 50x. And obviously we can just kind of drop that, make that 50x. Okay? And so take a look at what's going on. I've got this kind of unbalanced here. 330 plus 30x greater than 50x. But take a look at what my answer selections are. They've got the unbalanced side, right? Vince's side, I guess if you want to call it, because it doesn't have a starting amount. It's got a plus 0. It's got there on the left. So I need to flip this entire thing. But if you do that, it's not just like an equal sign where you can just swap it on one side to the other. You can flip this, but watch what you need to do. I'm just going to flip it like this, 330 plus 30x. But if you flip the sides, look at that. The greater than is pointing to Helen's side, and now this is Helen's side over here. So I need to swap it over to a less than, because you want the opening to go towards the correct side. And so if you do flip your inequality, you need to make sure you flip the symbol as well as the information or the data on both sides. So this looks a little bit closer to what I've got over here now. All right, so 30x, and see, that's the problem. This Helen, I'm not going to do 30x by itself because it's also got 330. So I'm just going to go ahead and eliminate both of those, simply because 30x goes with that 330. And so you've got that here, and you've got the 50x on the left side. So G and J completely identical. The only difference is the inequality. So this is why it's very important. So the opening is going towards the 330 because that's Helen's side. So it's going to be this J right here. 50x is less than 330 plus 30x.